Yo, what's good, boys? I'm back with another video. Today we are reacting to Tyler the Creator Was Right About Hip Hop. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like on the video as well as leave in the comments any other videos y'all would like me to react to. Last thing, subscribe. We are almost at 100. Almost there. So let's go ahead and get into this.
Some kid right now, it's a white kid, regular like Caucasian man, and like people are like, this shit hard.
Now, Tyler the Creator is someone who I think most people recognize. He's a 33-year-old rapper, singer, songwriter, and producer out of Los Angeles, California. Tyler has been in the music industry.
Tyler the Creator is one of the GOATs. I'm not gonna lie. He always drop album of the years, so you can't even hate on him, man. He's just one of them.
Since a young age. He started off as a leader of the rap collective Odd Future, a group that took the internet by storm in the early 2010s with their raw, rebellious energy and unapologetic creativity. He's always been recognized as a rapper who pushes boundaries. More specifically, in the lyrical content aspect, his willingness to be provocative and controversial earned him both praise and backlash, as some of his lyrics stirred significant controversy in the early stages of his career. In 2017, he made a major shift in his music and decided to completely change up his sound. Ever since the release of Flower Boy, Tyler has been regarded as one of the most evolved rappers of the 2010s. This album marked a turning point for him, embracing a more melodic, vulnerable, and polished approach to his artistry. Tyler's willingness to explore new genres like soul, jazz, and funk while still maintaining his hip-hop roots solidify his reputation as a creative visionary. Now, a few months ago, Tyler the Creator made headlines once again, but this time it wasn't for a new album or one of his eccentric performances. Instead, it was for his candid and thought-provoking comments about hip-hop and the new wave of rappers. In a conversation with Maverick Carter, Tyler didn't hold back, sharing his unfiltered perspective on the state of the genre, internet culture, and what it means to create art in today's world. Tyler has always been known for speaking his mind, whether it's through his lyrics.
Wait, Tyler ugly as hell. Like, look at his head, dude. That nigga ugly. I never noticed that. Anyway.
His interviews or his bold creative choices, so when he weighs in on a topic as polarizing as the current state of rap music, it's impossible to not pay attention. Tyler specifically made some comments about the new generation of rappers and how they approach music, creativity, and authenticity. During his conversation with Maverick Carter, he touched on issues like lack of originality in the current landscape and how internet culture influences what gets attention in the rap game.
It's not even like satire. It's like, I'm just joking, I'm just mocking it. But I'm like, no, you can't do. And I hold rap music so close to my heart because this shit changed my life and everyone's life around me. And
Tyler continued addressing this generation of new rappers, expressing his frustration with how difficult it is for him to take them seriously. He made it very clear that he doesn't understand why others do, questioning the standards that elevate certain artists in today's hip-hop culture. His critique wasn't just about their music, it was about their approach to artistry and the substance, or lack thereof, behind their work.
This is like weird, and I'm looking at it and something about it like don't even sit well with me in comparison to someone like a Mac Miller or Eminem.
Later on, referring to the clip I played you at the beginning of this video, Tyler calls out a specific rapper who happens to be white. He expresses how he feels this artist is mocking rappers like Gucci Mane and Future, who are black, by imitating their style in a way that comes off as insincere or disrespectful.
This white kid, regular like Caucasian man.
Wait, who's he
and
talking
he's
about?
Like mocking Future and Gucci Mane like rap music.
Now, Tyler didn't mention any names, but people quickly figured out who he was likely referring to. The rapper in question who Tyler was talking about is most likely a 19-year-old artist named Ian, who was born in St. Louis but hails from Dallas. Ian has been blowing up all.
I actually never listened to any of Ian music. I've heard his name, but I never listened to any of his music. Is Ian tough? Y'all let me know. Let me know below.
The past year, gaining significant attention while also sparking controversy in certain corners of the music industry, specifically because he's a young white rapper who, as Tyler pointed out, doesn't necessarily sound white. He's faced accusations of culturally appropriating AAVE, which stands for African American Vernacular English, for those who may not be familiar with the term. So while Tyler didn't mention any names, he was most likely referring to Ian. That aside, Tyler was making a much bigger point about hip-hop, the music industry, and how the seriousness of the craft seems to have been stripped from the genre, or at least that's how it feels to him.
Give me 1 second. Alright, we back.
One of the main points he emphasized was how many artists today seem to be making music purely for money rather than the love of the art itself. Now, this is something we've talked about before, and I've said it before, but I'll say it again. The corporations have such a strong hold on music right now, especially hip-hop. They're the ones deciding what gets pushed to the forefront. There are a lot of great independent acts doing big things, but their success tends to fly under the radar because it's not backed up by the machine. To reach that big level of visibility, where your music is everywhere and your brand is undeniable, you need that industry structure supporting and amplifying you. Although labels are losing their monopoly in so many ways, they still hold the keys to major success overall, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. The reality is it takes a crazy amount of money to truly break an artist, especially in the mainstream. We're talking millions of dollars invested just to get the general public to see and hear them. Tyler's point obviously hits home, not only because he's obviously speaking facts, but also because he's seen how the music industry has changed over the last, especially decade. Music is so industrialized now because the lucrative.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. It's hard for me to get into new music because, one, everybody sound the same, and two, the music don't actually be good. Like, I feel like a lot of people listen to music strictly for the vibes. They don't care for the lyrics. They don't care about they just don't care about what's being said at all. They just want to bob their head, vibe to the music. Like, I'm down for music like that, but everybody can't be doing that. Like, I still want to hear lyrics here and there. I still want to know what you're saying here and there. All that mumbling, bro, it's not 2016 no more, bro. Nobody trying to hear that shit.
Placed at the forefront. That's why, if you've noticed, major labels tend to gravitate towards a specific type of artist, especially in today's fast-paced social media-driven world, where attention spans are shorter than ever. A lot of the new artists you see popping up on your timeline 9 times out of 10 have some kind of gimmick attached to their name, whether it's their brand, their image, or something else designed to grab attention quickly. And the music isn't even the focal point anymore. While there's a basic threshold of quality that needs to be met, it just needs to be good enough for an audience to latch onto it. What Tyler was talking about hits on so many levels, and even though he didn't outright say it, the music often feels like nothing more than a soundtrack to the packaging they're trying to sell. In the case of this particular artist right here, we have a young white teen rapper heavily leaning on AAVE in his raps, which to many people, including Tyler the Creator, comes across as inauthentic or even fake. It hits people on a deep level, and it worked because Ian has captured the attention of a lot of people. So the marketing strategy was a success. And what does that mean? It means that this blueprint will be saved, refined, reapplied, and tested again and again and again until it stops working. And Tyler is someone who's obviously noticed this pattern. A lot of times when we discuss what's happening in hip-hop, we tend to hyper-focus on the violence, lack of originality, or the decline of lyrical quality in the music being pushed. But we also need to open up our eyes to cases like these. Situations that highlight deeper issues with authenticity and how certain artists are marketed to the masses. This is part of the reason why things in hip-hop can feel so formulaic. No genre is above marketing its product, but when it comes to hip-hop specifically, it's undeniable that it's the easiest genre to gain traction in. The barrier to entry is so low, which makes it very easy for anyone to step in and make a splash, especially with the right marketing strategy. Sadly, in hip-hop, you often have to lean into something, whether it's a stereotype, something that triggers an emotional response, or in many cases, outright degeneracy, as we've seen with certain artists we've discussed before. Many people have come to
all-female artists? Question mark? Question mark? Like, every female artist that came out in the last 2 years have been, I ain't gonna say it, but have been, y'all can finish it, have been, exactly.
Accept these things as a given when it comes to hip-hop. Another aspect Tyler touched on was the mocking part. Specifically, he was referring to this young white rapper who sounds like artists such as Future, someone who's of course the complete opposite in terms of background. Future is black. In general, this has been reality for a long time, and it's something we see across many different areas of entertainment, but especially music. Black culture has changed countless of lives, yet more often than not, it's not black people who are truly benefiting from their own art form. There are many reasons why things have been built this way, especially when it comes to hip-hop, but to scratch the surface, let's just say that hip-hop has become one of the most exploited genres in music. And sadly, listeners have accepted hip-hop as a genre to be exploited. The corporations, of course, follow suit, because why wouldn't they capitalize on the hundreds of millions of dollars just waiting to be taken? All they have to do is package it, market it, and push it to the masses. So overall, I think Tyler was definitely right about hip-hop, because the issues he brought up go beyond just one particular artist or one moment. They reflect a larger problem within the genre and the music industry as a whole. Hip-hop, which started as a raw, authentic expression of black culture, has gradually been diluted and commodified. The focus has shifted from artistry and storytelling to marketability and quick consumption. When Tyler made these comments, a lot of people looked at him and said, hey, look at Tyler talking about himself, claiming he made these comments because he himself came up off of a gimmick. Personally, I think it's undeniable to say that Tyler may have...
Wait, you can't say Tyler came off a gimmick. He led a whole rap group And every clip we just seen in this video was literally him in his struggle, in his come up. Tyler did this from the beginning. We all know this. Come on.
Used certain gimmicks early on to express parts of himself, like being controversial or showcasing his edgy personality.
What are you saying in your lyrics?
Nothing. Shit to piss old white people off like you.
Is that right?
But at the end of the day, for Tyler, it always came back to the music. And we know that as a fact because of the kind of artist he is today. You don't make this kind of drastic transformation in your art, going from goblin.
Alright, my fault. I'm back. Let's go.
To Flower Boy, to Call Me If You Get Lost, if you're purely in it for the money. Tyler's growth, both as a person and as an artist, believe it or not, and I know some people might not agree with this, I think Tyler could have still reached the level of success he's at today if he stayed on the path he was on.
Yeah,
I mean, the old Tyler
sure.
the Creator is still connected with A.
Bro, Tyler the Creator, like I said, he literally got it from the ground up. Like, I don't care what nobody say. I don't think Tyler could have did anything different and still not be big. Like, the man just dropped great music. He's him. He's him. Like, he's him.
Massive audience, which at the time was mainly teenage boys. Now a big portion of his fan base does consist of women, but that wasn't always the case, and we know that. Early on, Tyler's audience was primarily teenage boys who resonated with his raw, rebellious energy. Over time, as his sound and artistry evolved, he managed to broaden his appeal without compromising who he is as an artist. Tyler could have easily doubled down on his early gimmicks and still maintained a solid fan base, likely consisting of young men, some of whom might have carried resentment towards women because, let's be real, I think we all remember the things Tyler was saying in his raps back in the day. Although I find that record kinda comical in a lot of ways, at the end of the day, that type of music feeds into a particular energy and audience that thrives on rebellion and anger. Because hey, let's not forget that at the end of the day, misogyny has been a significant part of hip-hop, so doubling down on that would have been very consistent with what tends to sell in the genre anyway. Anyway, if you made it this far, that means that you enjoyed.
Anyway, guys, this is the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed it, please leave a like, subscribe. We almost at 100. And leave down in the comments any other videos y'all would like me to react to. I'll see y'all in the next one.